Hello guys, welcome to my live stream. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. We'll be here for a while, so anything that comes in your mind, you can ask. If I have an answer, I'll give it to you. Like for example, at the moment I'm working with a 5 bucking liner from Quadrant, and I'm using triple X black for darker parts. For drop shadows, and building up slowly stones in the water, building up stones in the water. The waterfall. I work with Pantera ink. At the moment I'm using triple X for darker parts of the stones in the water. And I'm working with 5 buckton liner, 25 5 long taper from Quadrant. Now I took medium, which is also from Pantera, and it calls light sumi shade, a bit lighter details here. And slowly building up stones in the water at the front of waterfall. So guys, if you have any questions, feel free to ask, but I will keep talking, explaining what I'm doing. And let's see, maybe you have some questions. Wanna go? At the moment I'm working with a light sumi shade from Pantera, dropping some smaller details in the stones so they don't look flat. And that way I will slowly build up more realistic look on the stones in the water. Now I have dark sumi and still five liner because I want a little bit sharper details, but many of them, so that's why I work with the smaller diameter needles because I bring a lot of detailing in a small area. And that way I don't damage much skin. Back to triple X black, dropping, dropping some darker parts on the stones in the water. I work with Bishop, as you can see, Bishop power band. I'm working now on 8.5 volts. Speed is not that important. I adjust my hand to the speed of machine if I need. And that way, like if I need to work faster, for example, conventions or something, then I can speed it even up to 9.5. But then I adjust my hand movements so I don't damage that much skin. But still, for the like small details and all that, for a huge amount of details, I choose usually always 0.25 needles, long tapers, buck pins. Some some call them buck pins, some companies, but I work with the quadrant for last. I work with quadrant for last 5 years, I would say, even more. So yeah, at the moment I'm still working with the 0.25 5 round liner from Quadron. Slowly building up stones in the water at the front of the waterfall. Machine speed is 8.5. I'm working with the Pantera ink. At the moment I'm using dark sumi shade from Pantera. And building up those stones slowly. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. Yeah? I'm here for you guys. It's not about just the process what I'm doing now. You can ask, what up? You can ask whatever comes in your mind about tattooing process or how to prepare yourself for session or whatever. If I have a answer, I will give you that. I would like to have a small conversation while I'm working. Why is it so fucking blurry? Give it a little bit more light. Still triple X, filling those spaces in between of rocks. Okay, now I took blending from Pantera. It's from Ralph Nonviolator set. It has like two blending and finish. This is blending, one of the lightest tones. Just dropping in some details in the stones and on the ground, and so it looks more real. And that way we slowly build up the structure of stone. Yeah. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. Switch to lighter stone. Mm, this is no, not lighter. This is light sumi, so it's medium for me. That's medium. A little bit darker. Welcome, welcome, guys. Thank you for joining. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. But I will keep talking, explaining what I'm doing. But if you have any questions, what I'm talking about, you can easily write a comment and I will try to answer. So at the moment I'm working on a skull and waterfall piece, fantasy nature. At this point I'm working on a stones before waterfall and a water. I'm filling them now with a medium gray wash, which for me is light sumi from Pantera. And I'm working with 3 liner long taper 0.25 from Quadrant. I'm building up a lot of details, so that's why I'm using small diameter needles, so I can work more and more in one space, one place. That way I'm not damaging much skin, and I can overlay, like, do many layers in the same spot. At the moment, at the moment I'm using blending from Pantera. That is one of the shades from Ralph Manueller set. It's one of the lightest tones. That way I can build up structure of stones so they look more real, not flat. What I do, I usually, here is no pattern when you do details in stones, yeah, because you just, there is nothing exactly the same, you know. Like you just drop, just random movements with needle, so that way you drop uneven detailing in the stones, and it looks really real, you know. What up, people? Welcome to my live stream. If you have any questions, like I said before, you can ask, but I will keep talking, explaining what I'm doing while you're watching. But you can always talk, you know. You can always have some nice conversation while I'm working and showing you what I'm doing, you know. Boom, 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 boom. Give me a second. Forgot one thing. Forgot one thing to do. So, guys, where are you from? Who is watching? Give me a second. I'll be back in 2 seconds. No, I'm lying. I can't be back in 2 seconds. Couple seconds. Couple seconds. Why it's so blurry? I don't understand. Can anyone explain why it's on YouTube that blurry? Maybe I will need to grab a little bit away more. Take it away. Or a little bit closer. What do you think? Let's try it this way. Yeah, it's more sharper, right? Right. Yes, I'm working now with the three. No, it's not three. It's a five bucking liner. It's a five bucking liner because I'm dropping a lot of details in a small area, and I need to be able to do many layers in the same area, so and to not damage skin that much, you know. That way I can slowly build up nice depth in design, you know. At the moment I'm working with triple X black from Pantera, dropping shadows in stones. What up, what up, what up? How are you guys doing? So if you have any questions, I'm here to answer. Still working with five liner 0.25 from Quadrant, dropping shadows in stones in water at the front of waterfall. Working with Pantera Triple X Black. Voltage is 8.5. Voltage is 8.5. And now it's Sunny Shade Light from Pantera, but still with the black a little bit in because I don't watch my needle in the water. I just take a little bit lighter tone or clean solution, dilute it down a little bit, and that way I build up better like dimensional picture using all of those shades. I use premix, so it's gray wash set from Pantera. Not set, you need to buy separately. You need to buy separately uh, Pantera Sumi, Pantera Light Sumi and Dark Sumi. That's separate set, and then you need to buy separately uh, blending and finish also from Pantera. And I use as well triple X and lining black also from Pantera. Triple X is tribal black, and for white, for highlights, I use Radiant Super White. It's super nice white, and if it's packed correctly, then it stays white. And if it's protected by sunscreen, then it stays white. Because if it's not, then unfortunately your body covers it with a melanin. white white becomes yellow because your body thinks it's really light skin in that area and it drops way more melanin in that area. That's why your white becomes yellow. Yeah, so always protect your tattoos with sunscreen. Otherwise, your white will be yellow and your investment will stay perfect and beautiful. Okay, that's how we do. That's how we do. All right. Now I switched to light sumi shade. Still, I'm working with a five liner, dropping those details in stones. Yeah. So building up that front look before before waterfall. Everybody know I'm crazy on the detailing, so if that is in a picture, it must be in tattoo. That's how I work. Of course, not crazy amount of like super crazy amount of details, a little bit less, so it doesn't grow together while tattoo is aging. But as well, like if I do like super small detailing somewhere, I always separate them with white in between of details, and in that way there is no space for pigment to spread because that like space is taken by other pigment, and your tattoo will stay more readable for way longer time. It will blend a little bit together, but not that crazy if pigment is solid packed next to each other. That's why all those crybabies who says, "Oh, you're like overloaded with details and all that," fuck them. They don't understand what they're talking about. If you know how to separate those details, if you know how to separate those details and leave them forever, then if you know, if you studied skin and all that, you know then that you can separate all detailing with the white, and those details will gonna stay. The same is with the line work as well. Like if you want a nice and sharp line work for longer time, then when you do line work or lettering or something, just add white outline all over from both sides on lettering or skin tone, and your lettering will gonna stay sharp forever. It will gonna be a little bit blurry, like really little, but mostly it will gonna stay locked in that place. It will not gonna line work won't grow. Line work won't grow if it's locked by other pigment. You know, line work only grows when its pigment is overloaded in the skin in a small area, and there is nothing that holds that line work in place. And no matter what, it will gonna grow because our biggest protein in the skin is collagen fiber, and collagen fiber changes from vertical to horizontal in your lifetime, and then back to horizontal, back to vertical. And in that process in the skin, your pigment moves, your pigment moves in a different place. But if there is already pigment, then that pigment has no space to go, and it stays in the same place where it was packed. So that's one trick, how to get your tattoos sharp for longer time. But all old school artists always screaming that no high detailing. You can't go high detailing if you don't separate those details with white, but of course then it will grow together and it will look like one huge dark mess on your body. But if you know tricks, then your tattoo will gonna be sharp and for long, sharp and beautiful, you know. So at the moment I'm still working with a 2.5 liner from Quadron. This is 0.25 5 long taper. Some companies call these needles buckpin because they are smallest diameter needles. So I work with Quadron. They just call it 0.25 5 round liner long taper. Speed is always the same. Will be always the same on this piece, and it will be 8.5 volts. Yeah. Machine is Bishop Powerman Hawker from, yeah, I already told, from Bishop. I'm working with this machine for the last 3 years already. I really, really love it. It does all the job. Great packing, great shading, great line work. Really, really powerful for so small machine. And as I said before, I'm working with Pantera Ink brand. Full, full set from Pantera. That is lining black, triple X black, triple X is tribal black, uh, dark and light sumi shades. That's how they call it, sumi shades in Pantera. And blending and finish from Pantera, which is Ralph Manweiler. I don't know how to spell his name. I think everyone knows Ralph in tattoo industry. So So yeah, oh, and that way, slowly building up, detailing in the stones. I'm switching all the time. Like when I'm dropping detailing here on the stones, I'm always switching from light to light sumi to blending. Those are two shades that are good enough for just a stone texture and still with five liner button. So what do you think so far, guys? It's really weird. It's YouTube makes it so blurry. Sometimes for detailing, they also use a technique called wipe shading. If I want to drop just a quick dot type of details, not dot detail, that type of detailing, then I do wipe shading. It helps for speed a little bit, but anyway, I'm not using just a wipe shading. I also use it like chaos type of drop detailing, because in the stones there is nothing precise, and you just need to go wild with your hand. Chaos, a little chaos, and that way you build realistic look on stones. What tripod? Oh, it's not a tripod. It's a light stand, and I detached with a lazy arm or something. Send me DM. I will send you a picture later how it looks, how my setup looks like. So send me DM and I will take a picture later and I will show you how looks my setup. So we are almost to the water. So I will need to start to switch black to dark sumi. Yeah, because more further, less black you need, especially if it's in the water. Blacks disappear. It becomes muted type of black, which is really look like uh, dark sunshade. What I use for I'm still working with a five liner from Quadron. It's a 5025 5 round liner. Some companies call these needles buckpins. They are small diameter needles for like massive amount of details to add, fine lines and all that. In that way, you are not damaging that much skin. That you can go many layers in the same area without worrying overloading skin with damage, less traumatic. Of course, you won't be able to pack solid. No, you won't. You will be, but it's hard to pack solid color with the bucking liners. Small grouping, like 5 or 3. I like them mostly only for detailing, nothing else. So that way I build up stones. Only chaos movements, nothing precise, because in nature there is nothing exactly the same. Yeah, that is something to bear in mind. Just you need to follow some, like if there's stones, you need to add that outline there on the stone. I see, and if there is like sand or rocks, you see I use vibe shading. And that way I'm building faster. It kind of blends together all the mass mass detailing, like chaos detailing, you know. Drop shadow here, over here. I really like doing stones. They look cool. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Oh, I don't understand why it's so blurry and not so clean. I cleaned my camera and everything. Thanks God, my yellow box is coming. So thank you, thank you so much. So in that way, I will be able to live stream with a high quality, everything for you guys. I just spent like I just spent like 2K, 2K for just to be able to live stream in a high quality. And now I'm waiting for everything to arrive so I can start to use it. can't wait to try it out, to be honest. So I'm still working with a five liner 0.25 from Quadrant. Some companies call them buckpin liners. I work with a light sumi shade, dropping some details in at the front of the water and the stones. And soon I will switch to soft edge magnum and it will start to add water details. Yeah, you see I'm already like going a little bit horizontally with details. In that way, I'm slowly building a look of the water at the front. Yeah, in this way, like rough water. Using light sumi shade from Pantera. One more stone left there, and then we will be able to start to fill water. Almost there. Not blending, blending. Thank you guys for joining. Beautiful. Now I will switch to now I will switch to soft touch minor 35, and then I will start to add like these kind of movements for water. To give it a look as a water coming from there, like a baby water, but still with the stones inside. I'm using blending from Pantera ink, and again, you don't follow. I don't follow like crazy to stencil, but I follow the pattern of water. Yeah, usually horizontal movements, dropping some shades in it. in the water. Tin, 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 tin. Well, this way you build like a watery type of pattern in design. I have some darker line in the very, very far. I don't, huh? Yeah, we don't do tattoos. No, I'm drawing. Yeah. Come back in a year or 2 years. So guys, yeah, at the moment I'm working with the blending. Ah, you okay? You're all right. So at the moment I'm working with the blending, same dropping in details of the water at the front of waterfall. And as you can see, I work sideways, you know. In that way it imitates a little bit water. Beautiful. See, this way and again it's only random detailing, yeah. It's nothing like precise, you know. A little bit, a little pattern. That pattern could be like really stretched scale, like dragon scale or snake scale. You know, it's like boom, you know, like these type of, you see, these type of patterns, boom, boom. But I do that really, really fast. So, but there's like a pattern, but random. You know, you don't concentrate on that specific moment because it may be different in some areas. You just darken some parts, you know, like a little bit because in the water as well, you know, some parts are darker, whereas like uh, how to say wind breeze, like wind breeze, and then you will see like you know those shadow shadows in the water. You see, this way I'm slowly building up that water. Just don't overload it, yeah. If you overload it, then It won't look like a water. And that all comes with the experience, like you, what you need to do is like just to draw more often. Draw. And then you will have your hand memory, and you will start to understand more about designing and possibilities and all that. And study plus, that helps a lot. It's the same with the animal food as well. You just need to know direction, hairs, and that's it. And then you can start to build those hairs up. Still working with a 035 9 soft edge magnum sideways with blending from Pantera ink. Needles I use from Quadrant. And this way, you slowly build it up. Water at the front of waterfall. A little bit darker at the cliff side because there is a shadow, you know. For that purpose, I'm using Sumi light shade. It's my medium. I don't need black because it's too far for black in the water. Only, let's see, that way we can build up as well the depth. And also when you do like this drop dark, then you can build up that, perspective in design. And look more dimensional work than just a flat picture on the skin, you know. beautiful, isn't it? Awesome. Now we can finish with the stones at the front of, yeah, the water. The location is Long Island, Massapequa. Nice, nice and beautiful. I switched back to five liner to do more precise those details at the stones. So like, what the heck is that sound? Oh yeah. And the waterfall front will be finished. Yeah. This is the way I usually work with any waterfront, or always, always, always. It's small liner buck pin. Yeah. That way it looks more realistic. I need to drop a little bit more details there. Great. All right, guys. And that's it for today. We did beautiful waterfront, waterfall front, and this is the way how I do detailings on stones and water if it's on a forearm. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Truly appreciate every single one of you, and I hopefully I will try to get to live every Saturday and show you more of the ways how I work. Okay, thank you so much, and see you next time.